I'm joined now by Jesse Ausubel with Rockefeller University. Last year, you were a speaker at this forum. Today, you're getting to watch and participate. What are your key takeaways from those speaking here today?
A lot more talk about growth of infrastructure, growth of stuff, growth of objects, generation, transmission, pipelines, cables. I think people are facing up to the need really to expand the system, the energy system in the U.S. and around the world.
So for people who are unfamiliar with who you are, what are you focusing on right now? Where's your mind?
I'm director of the program for the human environment at the Rockefeller University in New York City. And I've worked a lot on questions of decarbonization, long-term trends in the energy system, also dematerialization, materialization, the stuff, are we at peak stuff in the world? Also a lot at issues of land use change, how the energy system draws not only on iron and copper, but also on land, water, the material needs of the energy system.
So is America prepared for the energy demand boom that we are starting to experience, but we're going to continue to experience with artificial intelligence and everything that's coming down the line?
I think we're just coming to grips again with the real physicality of the system. Energy sometimes seems invisible to us. Electricity, and you have wireless systems now, and it all seems like it's just magic. It's open sesame somehow. It's something out of the Arabian Nights. But behind that is this enormous physical system. The cables, the wires, the plants generating the energy, the mines that produce the materials. One subject that concerns me a lot, which might be a good subject for next year, is all of the stuff in the oceans that's important for energy. Of course, we have offshore oil and gas platforms to extract hydrocarbons. We have offshore wind now, and we have pipelines on the seafloor. If you drain the Gulf of Mexico, it would look like the train set of some crazy maniac 12-year-old. And more there's electricity being transported with cables on the seafloor. And if you've been following the news from the Baltic, from the Black Sea, there's mischief. People can blow up pipelines. They can snip the cables that carry the electricity. So there's a lot to defend. There's a lot to attack if you have enemies whom you want to slow down. And I think it's one of the really interesting questions now is, as we spread this energy infrastructure, not only on land, but in the oceans, for the U.S., how are we going to defend it? How are we going to keep it reliable? There are a lot of questions in that direction. And if you've been following some of the news from the current administration, there are very interesting ideas about missile defense, the Golden Dome. But I would say the Golden Dome can't stop at the sea surface. It has to go down to the sea floor, because on the sea floor, you're going to have these electricity cables and pipelines for oil and gas. Of course, cables also for the internet, cables for telecommunications. And if we want to protect the system, we're going to have to start protecting submerged America as well as what's on land in Texas or Idaho.
It's interesting because you don't necessarily think about that. You obviously think about, the land the needs of the land and, things happening there. But the sea has so many resources, and we're using it obviously in the capacity that you just described. So it'll be interesting to see how we adjust moving forward.
A couple $100 billion worth of value come out of the Gulf of Mexico each year, called hydrocarbons. And again, we're moving the stuff around. And so this is one thing that struck me today. I think, there's a lot of talk about financial confidence, investments, but I think we need to revisit some of the questions of energy and national security in this very practical, real sense of, can things be damaged, harmed, can mischief take place?
Anything you'd like to add as we wrap things up?
Yes, I would say that there are windows. The political scientists sometimes call them Overton windows.
Yes.
When when there's more opportunity to make changes in the system. And I feel in my long career now with energy and environment, there have only been a few windows when the change is more intense, quicker, and I think this decade may prove to be one of those.
It does seem like we're in a season of great upheaval, so we'll see where the future goes. Well, Jesse, thank you so much for your time.
Okay, I hope America does it right.